NASCAR. The road starts here. Introducing the eNASCAR Ignite Series powered by iRacing. This is the gateway for all aspiring 13 to 16-year-olds. Starting June 20th, ignite your dreams of one-day racing in the top tiers of NASCAR. Go to www.iracing.com/ignite for full details.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome everyone to Irwindale Speedway, located Irwindale, California, just outside of Los Angeles, as Irwindale Speedway will be playing host to the 4th race of the DRL Pro Series. We're getting ready for the Irwindale 150 laps around this flat half mile. One thing that is very cool about this track, as you could probably already tell from the images that we are bringing live, is that it does have progressive banking. It does start off at 9 degrees at the bottom, slowly roll up to 12 degrees at the top. So you're going to see a lot of these guys running that super high line almost all night long to get as much speed as they can. As of right now, it looks like we have 7 drivers on the track actually practicing. We are about a little more than 20 minutes away from starting this thing off. As you can see right now, we have a new name at the top of the board, Nathan Jurgensen. Hope I'm not butchering his name. He is a new one to the DRL. But right now he has got the fastest time set at an astonishing 16.6 right now. Actually extremely fast. I myself was trying to put some laps on the track, and I was nowhere near that time, of course. But he is right now on the inside of the 13. Another new name, Steve Turner. Both of these guys are new to the series. They're both joining up. As you can see, they're both riding the high line around the track. It's going to be a thing we'll see all night long. Is who can get closest to that wall will be the fastest guy. You can see we're about 23 minutes away from starting this thing off. I'm going to pull some drivers in just a little bit, just to kind of get their perspective on how the track is feeling. I know for a fact on this track that you're going to lose a little bit of grip coming out of the turns, because you're going to want to put the throttle down and there's just nothing there. Especially when these guys start getting some worn tires, because tonight's race is, of course, 150 laps. They can easily do 150 laps on one set of tires. They're not going to want to, but they can. Let's see. So, actually, Garrett Mange just put up a faster lap, as he is right now doing donuts in the infield. He just put up a 16.5, 595 to be exact. So, he is currently the fastest. Nathan Jurgensen, of course, is second fastest. And then we got Justin Allen in the number 10 car, sitting on pit road right now. And then in fourth right now we have Steve Turner, like I said, another new name to the series. He seems to be hanging with the 31 on the long run, from what we can see. It looks like he's got a little damage on the front end. Hopefully his team can scuff that out before we get ready to go qualifying. And then right now in fifth, just put a stripe on the wall actually, and that's going to happen a lot tonight. It's obviously not Darlington, but it's going to be like a Darlington stripe all night long. But now that you see the 42 car of Alexander Russell going around the track, he is currently fifth on the speed charts. Then behind him we have Mr. Getty Buckner. Of course, we all know who Getty is. He is one that puts a lot of time into this league. He puts a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. So his face is very familiar. We all know who he is. Hopefully he can get some good racing in, because he doesn't get to race very often because he's putting in so much time. And then one of our final four drivers actually in the truck series that we have, he'll actually be racing for a championship come Wednesday night in the truck series, the Winona Road Truck Series, is Mr. Robbie Armstrong. And he's taken a very unique line right there through 1 and 2. He was very low on the racetrack. But of course he goes right back to the top, just like I figured the fast line is going to be all night long. He actually just posted a faster time than Getty. And then just finally posting a lap time right now, we got Zachary Smith running in 8th place. He just got on the racetrack though, so he actually doesn't even have a stint yet on him. But he is currently 8th right now. As you can see that right there, that's exactly what I was talking about, is the track is going to get real slick real quick on that one, especially on corner exit. I think if we have any yellows, it's definitely, if it's not from car contact, it's going to probably be from the exit of turn 2, and especially the exit of turn 4. I don't know why, but turn 4 feels super slick on these cars. So actually, real quick, I'm going to see about getting let's see if we can get a driver in here real quick so we can find out what the track feels like out there. Let's see who we got that's available. You know what, we're going to get someone that we hear from all the time. We're going to see if we can't get Mr. Getty Buckner up here real quick. Mr. Buckner, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. How's it going tonight, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Right now we're staring at your sponsorless car sitting on pit road. I just wanted to pull you up here, since you're up here so often. You're pretty comfortable with this place. So I just wanted to see what the track feels like right now.
Well, I'd never been here before ever until just a few minutes ago. And I did a couple practice laps today, assuming it was going to be kind of like what you see typically at an oval, which is kind of a late apex. You kind of diamond it out, you go down to the bottom and you come back up. And then I come in here and it didn't feel right. And then I figured out this is going to be a high, mostly, especially on the longer run, a high line track. And by high line, I mean, basically high five on the wall all the way around. So for me, that doesn't actually fit into my strong suit all that well. Plus the fact I've never been here before. I don't do a lot of races in the K&N series, so I don't have a lot of time in this car. So for me, it's just been all learning. But from what I can tell, there's a lot of grip. But if you aren't careful with the throttle, it is very easy to lose the rear end on exit, especially 3 and 4, from what I'm seeing and feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing actually. I was just telling the the broadcast about, actually. And you know, the thing about this track is it's got that progressive banking. Actually, we've Trading Paints finally decided to update, so now I can see your beautiful car. But yeah, this track's got progressive banking, so because of that progressive banking, actually, you're actually going to be right. Whoever can be the closest to the wall is going to be the fastest at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, and it's judging by the tire wear, it looks like it wears pretty evenly. I've done a couple longer runs, and I've got you know, pretty even tire wear all the way around. But for me, I've just been practicing race pace, because at this point, it's, you know, anytime I enter a race, it's kind of more battling for top fives and just seeing what I can learn, because I'm pretty experienced in the K&N car and pretty inexperienced just in general, especially at some of these shorter tracks that I would never frequent normally.
Yeah. Well, like I said, as long as you can keep it up against that wall, you're gonna definitely have some speed. I mean, you got 150 laps. Are you planning on going the distance? Because you can definitely barely do it on fuel.
No, I mean, you know, some of the rules that are established, you get the 2 sets of tires, or the 8 tires, and I imagine pit road here is really long. It's actually very interesting, the pit road here, but it's you know, it depends on where the cautions fall and all that stuff. I never try to enter a race with any predetermined strategy, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it won't be so awful on tire wear. It'll be kind of the heat in the tires, as far as, again, losing it on off of 3 and 4.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I hope you have hope you have a good race tonight. You know, good luck with everything. Do you want to talk a little bit what's on your car? It looks a little different than I'm normally used to seeing.
It should be pink. Yes, Susan G. Komen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Me and my teammate Andrew Short, we've been running Susan G. Komen themed things through all of our gaming, whether it's a racing team, whether it's you know, hockey, you know, whatever. Everything's been SGK themed, as you know, because my mother is a cancer survivor, and he's had you know, people that have used the Susan G. Komen platform as a way to recover, and you know, I've had it. We've had SGK Racing or SGK Gaming, whatever you want to call it, for about 10 years now. Me and Andrew Short. So, any car that you see me have, we'll have this on it. We'll have this theme.
Okay, awesome. It's always good to see a good cause. I actually have a sister with Down syndrome myself, so now you're giving me an idea of something I got to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, because I could say, you know, Buckner Motorsports or Buckner Short Motorsports, but for me, we've always tied the themes with any gaming that we have, with any public platform that we have, not to promote it, because some people don't like it. Some people don't like Susan G. Komen. It's kind of like a touchy subject, like Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, you either like it or you don't. So I'm not out here saying, "Oh, go Susan G. Komen." I'm just out here saying, "Hey, this is what I'm about." So, you know, it's kind of just the way it is. You know, my truck, you'll see it when I run the A/B series. You'll see it. So, yeah, it's kind of something that we've always done and we always will do.
All right, 10-4, Mr. Buckner. Well, hey, good luck tonight. I know you had a little mishap last week, so hopefully you get a good run tonight, and we're able to see you on the track longer than a handful of laps.
Yeah, no, again, you know, I don't think I'm going to try to qualify too hard. I'm not going to try to push it. I'm just going to try to outlast some of these guys. That's kind of where my strength lies, and as a competitor here on iRacing for about a year now, so it's just going to be, you know, more learning than try to like go out there and start pushing for position.
10-4. Well, hey, as long as you keep it clean, you'll be there at the end. I promise. You'll have a top 5 for sure if you keep it clean.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole goal. And then, you know, just kind of getting. I've had 2 weeks off of iRacing. But took a little break after the season ended for me. Kind of tended to the administrative side of the Dynasty Racing League more so, and then just kind of getting geared up for tomorrow. So.
10-4.
But yeah. I'm here. I'm happy, even though it's an very interesting track. But I'll do what I can, and I hope you have a good broadcast there, Eric.
I appreciate it, sir. Well, you have a great race, and good luck with everything tonight.
Yep, you as well. Thank you.
All right, that was Mr. Getty Buckner there. Hopefully he has a good race tonight. Obviously, we saw his bad luck that he had last week. So hopefully he gets going this week. All right, so we'll take another look at the standings right quick as Mr. Buckner is sitting on pit road. Mr. Maines is actually sitting on pit road right now too. He's still got the fastest time right now, sitting at a 16 and a 5.95. I'm going to tell you that's pretty dang fast. That's at least 2/10 off what I could do. So that is really fast. Then we got Mr. Jurgensen. He's also sitting on pit road. His is right now a 16.693. And then we got, well, you might as well call him Ty Dillon with that paint scheme. I'm just kidding. Mr. Steve Turner. Steve Turner. He's actually one of our new ones. Oh, he just disappeared on us. Oh, there he is. He's currently right now running at a 16.754. So that's our top three. Of course, we got Mr. Allen. He's a regular. He's actually our points leader right now. He is sitting on pit road. Also, the number 10 car. His paint scheme just hadn't popped in yet for some reason. We got Mr. Alexander Russell on the racetrack right now. In a beautiful old school Haviline throwback. I like it. Kind of reminds me of the old Jamie McMurray scheme. I like it a lot. That's going to be the key right there. Like Armstrong, he just dove it in deep. So great job by Armstrong. I mean, that's how you're going to make laps here. You're going to have to dive it in deep and just pray it stays off the wall. All right, and then we're going to take a look. Mr. Buckner's still sitting on pit road. Oh, we got Mr. Tart finally coming out here. Pop Tart's out here. Finally making his way on the racetrack. He's only put out a 17 flat. We all know Tart is better than that. Come on, Spencer, you got to put up a better lap than that. And I'm sure he probably heard me, and he's about to do it right now. Yeah, the entrance to turn 1 and 2, or excuse me, 1 and 3 is actually very bumpy. You definitely feel it in the wheel. You can see right there, Spencer, I don't know if he brushed the wall. If he didn't, he came real close. But when you hit those bumps that specific way, it easily knocks you out. Let's see, Spencer, nope, still didn't get up a best lap. You can see there he is going sideways, coming out of 2. This thing got to be careful with all night long. The car feels like you want to put the power down, like you can do it, but it just doesn't let you. As soon as you put the power down, it slides out from underneath you. All right, we got Mr. Zachary Smith still out here trying to turn some laps. Currently 9th place, running a 17 flat also. And it looks like Mr. Tart actually did put in a faster lap, but it wasn't a whole lot faster. He went up 1 spot. Oh, we got a car wrecking on the front stretch. Looks like that's Mr. Garrett Maines. See if we can see what happened to him. Let's see, rounding. Everything looks good through 1 and look how close he is to that wall. That's why he's got so much speed. Oh, and then he dives way down low. That's different. Oh, he's just trying to put in a 1-lapper. That's what it is. That's what happened. Coming off of 4 is going to be the spot that it's going to slide out from underneath you every time. And then he's actually heading back out right now to try to throw in another one. Let's see, Mr. Spencer Tart actually, nope, he's still in the same spot. Thought he moved up. And you can't forget about Mr. Martin Wenzel. He's actually the only one I hadn't talked about yet. Hadn't been on the track much. But Mr. Martin Wenzel's here also, so we got 11 cars right now. I've always been a big fan of this view. Obviously, Irwindale, California is just outside, literally just outside of Los Angeles. And can't quite see LA, obviously, on the simulator, but you definitely can see downtown LA from Irwindale. Then you got the mountains covering up some sides, so it's just a beautiful facility, a beautiful racetrack. Obviously, we all may be familiar with it, but this is one of the few tracks that Kevin Harvick actually raced at quite a bit in his younger times before he got big in NASCAR. Kevin Harvick definitely made a name for himself here at Irwindale, as we're watching Mr. Nathan Jurgensen. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I'm sure he's going to correct me this weekend. Trying to give some of these newer guys a little screen time. We got, Ty Dillon, aka Steve Turner, coming back out. Oh, looks like oh no, he's let traffic by. Okay, look at that. That's what we need in the DRL. People that are willing to pump the brakes a little bit if don't want to mess up no one else's line. Back out. Give Mr. Alexander a little bit more time here. We have about 6 more minutes until we begin the broadcast here. I'm sitting here looking at the speed charts, and honestly, there's one name that I'm seeing very low on it that's kind of surprising me, is Spencer Tart. There he goes. I was going to say, because the line he was running is actually really good for racing, but it's not good for throwing in a good lap, because you're going to have to do exactly what he just did there, and now he's up to 5th, so that's a little bit more competitive than what I thought. Oh, we got the 31 spinning out. 31 spinning out, and that's Tater Bowman actually had to lock it down. Oh, and then the 3 on the inside of the front strut spinning out. I have a feeling if people are going to have to feather the throttle a whole lot coming out of, like I've been saying all night long, coming out of turn 4 and turn 2, because that's where it's going to get real slick on the exit of those turns. Because when you come around those corners, you're like, all right, I can put the throttle down, and it just doesn't happen. As you can see right there, Mr. Tart, he wanted to put the throttle down, but I think the track is starting to retain a lot of rubber, so it's getting even slicker. Believe it or not, Mr. Garrett Maines, I think, put in even faster lap, and a 16.586. That is lightning quick. And Nathan Jurgensen actually put in a faster lap. Also, he's now broke the 16-second bracket, or the 16. No, he actually has none. I'm sorry, he only has 16.9. I think that's the same as your entering. I apologize for that. Them two are going to be in a league of their own. And then you got Steve Turner, currently 3rd still. Him and Justin Allen actually are tied for 3rd. They're both running 16.754. Mr. Allen's scheme is actually not coming out. I know he's got that old school late Valvoline Mark Martin scheme on the car, almost like the who was it that was in Scott Riggs that drove the car for a little while. got 3 minutes left until we get ready to start qualifying. 3 more minutes. So as of right now, we got 12 guys all together that have decided to put in some sort of time or lap. Obviously now is a perfect time just to tell anyone that's watching out there, if you're interested at all at joining the DRL, obviously we are looking for as many drivers as possible. During the regular season, which unfortunately our Cup and Grand National Series are wrapped up, we have already crowned our champions for 2018. Both of those series, though, the Grand National Series runs on Monday nights. Obviously, it follows the real NASCAR schedule, so it's going to be essentially end of February through November. Same thing with our Cup Series. It's the same thing, except it's on Tuesday nights. And then our Winona Road Truck Series is actually having our championship race Wednesday night this week, our final championship race. So come out and support the channel as much as you can. Obviously, we're hoping, us truck drivers are extremely close. Honestly, when we got down to, I'm actually one of the truck drivers. When we got down to Phoenix last week, we had essentially all 8 drivers still had a chance, obviously, because you can win. But even mathematically, points-wise, all 8 drivers could still get in on points. Obviously, you needed a lot of luck for some of them, but it's without a doubt one of the closest fields I've ever seen. And come out, join us. Obviously, support the DRL as much as you can. Right now, you're watching the DRL Pro Series. This is what we're doing on Sunday nights right now. Obviously, using the K&N National car, running through some short tracks. And then starting tomorrow night, it will be the first time that we are running the DRL Winter Road Series. Looking forward to that. Actually, I will be broadcasting it tomorrow night. I can't wait to do it. Can't wait to finally have some more road going on. Obviously, we had the IndyCar Series this year. We are obviously wrapped that one up back in September. But our DRL Road Series, that will be using the Skip Barber Formula 2000 car. It'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, there's a lot of guys in that can wheel that car. As you can see, we are getting ready to start qualifying. All right, let's see if we can get someone on the track right from the get-go. Like we have no takers right now. Still no takers. We're trying to wait as late as possible, I guess. There we go. We finally got a lap put up. Gonna be oh, now we got times coming in now. Right now, it looks like Jurgensen has actually got the best lap, followed by Turner, then Getty Buckner. More times are starting to come in. All right. So we're actually going to wait for some times to come in. We actually will be right back in just a little bit, and we are going to be getting ready to go racing.
So, you want to race in NASCAR. The road starts here. Introducing the eNASCAR at Night Series powered by iRacing. This is the gateway for all aspiring 13 to 16-year-olds. Starting June 20th, ignite your dreams of one day racing in the top tiers of NASCAR. Go to www.iracing.com/ignite for full details.
All right, we are back to the broadcast. We're about 30 seconds away before we start seeing cars on the track, getting ready for this race. And it looks like Mr. Nathan Jurgensen, and I'm so hoping I'm saying his name right. I'm sure he'll correct me at some point. It looks like he may end up coming away with the pole. Let's see if we can get him in here real quick. Mr. Jurgensen, do you have a copy? Well, it looks like we may not have him. Let me try one more time. Mr. Jurgensen, do you have a copy? Yeah, it looks like he is not available. That's okay. I just wanted to give a quick word to our pole sitter. That is perfectly fine. He either can't hear us or he doesn't want to hear us. And we now have cars on the track. Obviously, we got Mr. Jurgensen on the pole. He will be starting up front. I do believe this is his first career ever race, which is very exciting that we have him. And on his outside, we actually have Mr. Steve Turner. Let me actually see if I can't get Mr. Turner actually on the radio. Mr. Turner, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, first and foremost, welcome to the DRL. This is your first race in the DRL, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Awesome. Well, you can say hi to the broadcast. I've already commented on your Ty Dillon vehicle. It looks beautiful out there.
Thank you. How's everybody doing on YouTube over there?
I'm hoping everyone's doing just fine because I'm hoping y'all are about to put on a great show. Anything you want to tell us, or you want any last words or conditions on the track that you want to tell everybody out there right now?
I think you guys are being for a good race. It's going to be real hard to make passes here. You're going to see a lot of dive bomb slide jobs, so hopefully we give each other lots of room, have some fun. First race, we qualified at P2, so hopefully we can get up here, contend for a win, have a good race.
I hope so, and I wish you the best of luck. You and the 31. Actually, I think it's both of y'all's first ever race. And Mr. Garrett Maines is actually normally the front runner of this field. So both of y'all out-qualified him. So I've already tipped my hat to y'all.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for the info, and have a good broadcast.
Yes, sir. You have a great race, and try to keep it clean.
10-4.
All right, that was Mr. Steve Turner. I just wanted to double check, and he is definitely first time ever in the DRL. So starting in second place. So great job for him. Him and Mr. Jurgensen actually on the front row. Great job for both of those. And of course, we know who Mr. Maines is. We're all familiar with him. Mr. Garrett Maines actually started in third place. And then we got the 10 car, Mr. Justin Allen. He's starting on the outside of row 2. Right behind him, we have Mr. Alexander Russell. And then we have Mr. Getty Buckner. That's going to be your top 6 starters. Of course, you can see the rest of the field. We got 12 all together today. We'll go back to the front of the field. As you can see, the pace car has the lights off. We are getting ready to go green flag racing here today. The pace car has a very strange entrance to pit road. The 31 still has the field, and the green flag is out. We are racing in Irwindale. As you can see already, we got a car going to the bottom. Looks like that's the 42 car there. Mr. Russell trying to get a run. As Mr. Maines is already taking over the second place, and he is already smelling first place already. That's crazy. And we already have a caution on the racetrack. We have a caution. The yellow flag is out. Let's see if we can figure out who that was. We'll go back here. Oh, it's Mr. Getty Buckner. Oh, Getty, come on now. Mr. Getty Buckner actually is the one that spun out. I don't think he really touched anything. I think he was just driving along. Let's see if we can get a good look. Of course, he's up against the wall, hugging that line. 42 on the inside, trying to use that low line immediately. No wheel hopping or nothing. Yeah, he just got on the throttle a little too quickly there. Spun it around. Thankfully, he didn't hit nothing. No damage at all. So that's the good news. And honestly, if I know Mr. Buckner, he probably won't complain too much about being in the back for a little while. If I know him the way I do. Alright, so we go back to the front of the field. Already our first caution of the race. There's a good look at our field. 13 drivers. Actually, yes, 13. It's not 12. Mr. Chris James in the 82 was able to get in right before we started. Let's give him a little screen time right quick. Take a look at... Oh, okay. He's got a nice reverse color DeWalt scheme. Old school Matt Kenseth, but it's... I think Matt Kenseth ran that scheme for a Coca-Cola 600 one year. I could be wrong, but I think he did. That's a beautiful scheme. I am a big Matt Kenseth fan, so Mr. James already has my vote for best looking car. Let's see, we got the it's like Mom and Pops on the front of Mr. Jurgensen's car. We got the Virtual Racing School, obviously, car. Mr. Garrett Maines, we're all familiar with that one. We've seen it every week. And then, of course, we got the Ty Dillon car right behind him. I'm not sure what's going on with the 10 car, actually. His scheme is normally the old school Mark Martin, like the late Valvoline scheme for Mark Martin, or you could say Scott Riggs scheme, whenever it became the 10 car. So I'm kind of sad that I don't see that scheme out there, because they are now doubling up. And it looks like the 31 is going to very smartly take the outside line. Very smart idea. You see where that pace car is. The pace car goes way down low, but that is obviously not the racing line. That progressive banking makes a big difference here, because you only got 9 degrees of banking toward the bottom, but when you get toward the top, you got 12 degrees, and that 3 degrees makes a big difference. 31 brings them along, and we are green flag racing again. 31 easily clears the 68. 68 hops right back in line. And they are almost 3 wide behind them. Go back here where this action is. Look at this. Got the 13 on the bottom, 10 on the top, then the 28, the 42. Oh, they're stacking up with the 22. Very close racing right there. Oh, the 42 is brushing the wall, and he just gave it the, let's call it the Irwindale strike, because that's going to happen a lot tonight. Take a look at the front. We have a battle for the lead. The 31 and the 68 are both battling for this lead. You know, Garrett, if I know Mr. Maines, he's going to want this lead as soon as possible, and he's going to want to keep it all night long. But the 31, Mr. Jurgensen, he is, like I said, he's a new driver here to the DRL. I'm sure this is not his first time around this racetrack in this car. And oh, there goes the 68 diving all the way down to the yellow line, and we have another yellow flag. And it's the 82. Let's see what happens with the 82 car. Mr. Chris James looks like he is. Everything's fine and crossing the start finish line. Oh, he just got he got into 1 and 2 a little too hot. Oh, almost came up in front of Mr. Buckner, but didn't do it. That's good news. So that's so far 2 cautions, 0 damage to any of the vehicles. That's really good. And oh, no, I thought the 68 went on pit road there for a second. And we do have Getty Buckner and Robbie Armstrong both on pit road. Like they're probably going to come in and get 4 fresh tires. One thing I do know about this racetrack that you got to be very careful with is if you do hit pit road and you have damage, you're not going to be able to repair it all. Because if you sit there and repair your damage all night long, you're going to get a lap down. That's one thing I can tell you about this racetrack. So far, it's been a pretty clean race, though. And both of those cars are still sitting on pit road. No, they're actually gone already, so never mind. I apologize. So it looks like everybody's going to stay on the lead lap, so nobody's a lap down. But we have the 2 guys in the back of the pack now are going to have fresh tires. Come back up front with our leader, the 31. See if the lights are going out this time by on that pace car. And it looks like they probably will, because we have our field doubling up. And they will, so we got 1 to go as the field begins to double up. And of course the 31, I mean all night, whoever's first place is going to take the outside line. There's no doubt about that. They have now doubled up, and I apologize, somehow I missed this, but the 10 actually got around the 13 at some point. But here they come through turn 4 again. Very early start that time for the 31. Believe it or not, didn't get as big as a jump as he had been getting, because he was still in the middle of the turn, but nonetheless he cleared the 68. 68 is all over him and looks to the inside. Goes all the way to the bottom, all the way to that yellow line. He will clear him, That's going to force the 31 to check up and go back to the inside to do the same thing back to him. But he is not going to go down to the yellow line. So the 68 will clear him. Oh, and 10 gets a nose on the outside of the 31. It's kind of crazy that you're hearing that, you know, you get to your nose on the outside of someone, and that's good. See, Spencer Tart, I've been watching him pretty much this entire run, and he has been on the inside line all night long thus far. And oh, we got another yellow. I'm not sure who this one was. Oh, looks like it might have been Tater Bowman, actually. Can't get that replay. Yeah, I may not be able to get that replay because it's oh, here we go. I might yep. Looks like just a single car spin back there for Mr. Bowman. He just spun out by himself. So far, that's every caution that we've had. Robbie Armstrong's back on pit road again. I'm not sure why he's on pit road this time. Did he sustain damage of some sort? Of course, we know Tater Bowman normally doesn't drive that 001. We're all used to seeing him in the number 40, I believe it is. But he actually joined at the last minute tonight. We had actually, so when the caution came out, Garrett, Mr. Maines, and Durganson were actually battling for the lead, and Maines cleared him. But apparently the 10 cleared the 31 also. So the 31 is going to be listed in 3rd place on this restart. And the pace car lights are out, and we are 1 to green. I'm actually going to go a little further back here, and we're going to ride along with Mr. Spencer Tart. Bowman again, or let's see. I'm not sure actually. Good old ATVO is running so smoothly right now. Let's see see if we can figure out who it was. Oh, this Maines is on pit road along with Tater Bowman and Robbie Armstrong. We should be able to see from Washington. They take a couple laps. But let's see if we can figure out who it was now while we're under yellow. See, back here in the back, racing hard. It looks like we had contact between Armstrong oh man, yeah, it looks like we had contact between Armstrong and Tater Bowman, and it looks like Mr. Allen is actually going to be our leader because we had the 68 hit pit road. We have one to green. The 10, of course, is going to take the outside. Anything but smart to do that, and you can see, look who's creeping up behind him in that 28 car. And he is now the second car on the outside. Green flag is back out. 10 easily clears the 31. The 28 gets alongside the 31, should be able to clear. Oh, we got a car on the wall, the 42. 42 in the wall. Everybody keeps going. 42 in the wall. Let's find out what happened here. Let's see. Oh, he actually got into the little bale that's right there. Ooh, that's going to damage his car a little bit, actually. And Armstrong is still in pit road. Look at Mr. Spencer Tart. He did not go down a great lap, but he is right there. Oh, he wiggles a little bit. I'm not sure if he got in the wall, but it looks like he might have just a little bit, as he is hunting down the 10 now. The 31 follows along right behind him, sitting there in second place. Top 3, and look at the 68, Mr. Maines on the bottom, trying to get as much as he can. We are already closing in on the 50th lap of the race. You can see Mr. Maines all the way to the bottom. He is trying so hard to get back to the front. Right along with him. You can see all the leaders in front of him right now. Everybody's riding that high line. Like, if you're not above that white stripe line, you're not fast. I hate to say it. I hate to break it to you that way. That is definitely the case. If you're not on that top line, and the closer you get to it, the better off. You just don't want to do what the 42 did, obviously. Mr. Russell got a little too high entering the turn, and this is why I wanted to go to the 68. I want to see his lap. And see him getting bogged down. It's so tough. You almost want to downshift, but you're not able to. Closing in on the 50th lap of the race already. Maines looking again to the inside. And oh, the 22, Did he brush the wall a little bit there? I think he did. And it looks like Maines should easily clear him here because he's already at the top. Yep, he'll be able to clear him. 22 will look back to the inside, but he won't be able to stick it down there, unfortunately. We go back to the front of the field as the 28 is still trying to chase down the 10. We know what happened between these two last week. Obviously, Spencer Tart led almost the entire race last week at New Smyrna, and the 10 chased him down on pressure tires. And as soon as he got around him, obviously y'all saw the race. Oh, we got a caution as the 5 car has spun out. Mr. Zachary Smith has spun out. Don't know if he made contact with anyone else. Let's find out. Imitator Roman are racing. Everything looks fine so far. There's plenty of distance between him and Martin. He died. Oh, okay. Self spin. This is a innocent self spin. He just went in a little too hot, I think. And oh, we have action on pit road. Actually, we have action on pit road. Everybody's coming in except for the 68, I believe. Take a look at this battle off pit road. See who can get out first. It does take a little while to change these tires. Looks like the 10 will easily get off pit road first, followed by Spencer Tart. Then the 13 will get off pit road. The 22, the 5. The 82, and then the 42 is still sitting on pit road, of course, trying to fix some of that damage he had sustained earlier. And actually, the 31 car is actually going to be our leader again. As we're getting ready to cross the 50th lap here in a second, one thing I can say about this race, for those that are watching it right now, we've had a lot of people that I honestly was sitting here thinking, oh, look who's leading now. I mean, so far tonight, we've had the 31, the 13, the 68, the 10, and the 28. That's 5 guys that honestly I can tell you right now might win the race. But we will find out as this one continues on. See, the 31's got a little bit of rear end damage. Not going to make a difference though in running the short track racing. The lights are out on the pace car. They're circling the final corner, and green. The 31 gets a huge jump. Oh, the 4 and the 28 looks like they got together right there. The 4 looks like he just didn't go, and the 28, we all know how Spencer Tart is. He is definitely a Kyle Busch-esque driver. He launches, and there is just a huge pile-up happening right now. Yeah, Spencer needs to get out from behind the 4 right now. The 4 is holding him up big time. And oh, the 31 is now getting in the way. And oh, we are 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Oh my goodness. Wow. And oh, the 10 gets spun. I believe it was the 33. Oh my goodness, that was some good racing. Wow. The 10 has a little bit of damage, but it won't make a difference. Let's see if we can find out exactly what happened here. We are under yellow. Well, I don't think it's going to let me. Alright, we're actually going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Most of these guys should be staying out, so we'll be right back in just a little bit. As you're definitely going to see the 10, and of course Martin Wenzel and Getty Buckner, they all sustained damage. So we'll be right back in just a second.
So, you want to race in NASCAR. The road starts here. Introducing the eNASCAR Ignite Series powered by iRacing. This is the gateway for all aspiring 13 to 16-year-olds. Starting June 20th, ignite your dreams of one-day racing in the top tiers of NASCAR. Go to www.iracing.com/ignite for full details.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scouting, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prize.
Alright, had to cut that last out just a little short. We are now green flag racing yet again, as Baines has taken over the lead again, easily got around the 31, and now Spencer actually has a clear racetrack in front of him a little bit, all by the 13. So the main players are starting to climb back to the top. We just, hard in the wall for, oh my goodness. That was Martin Wenzel back here. Still no caution yet, surprising. No yellow flag, as I think Martin is probably done for. Yep, he's smoking pretty bad now. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened there. I'm very surprised the caution didn't come out there. Let's see what happens with Mr. Martin Wenzel. Oh, he actually got tagged from behind, I think. And straight into the wall and into the 10, and then into Getty Buckner. Oh man, that's very disappointing there. We all know the luck that Mr. Wenzel has, and he did not get hit. He spun out, unfortunately. Man, that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate for Martin Wenzel. Martin Wenzel will probably be done for the night. Yeah, he's smoking pretty bad. Being lap 62 already, I don't know if 30 minutes is enough time to get back out here. But oh man, Martin Wenzel, heavy contact. Let's actually take one more look at this. I'll go with a different view here. See, he's on the back of the 82. Oh, you know what? There might have been some net code there. It didn't look like the 22 hit him at all. There was definitely space there. That's got to be disappointing, because the 22 did not hit him. Oh man, that's going to be very disappointing, actually. Yeah, Mr. Hunter Johnson did not make contact there, so I feel bad for both of them now. Yep, you can see it happening right there. Let's see if I can go back just a little bit further so I can get a view from Hunter. See, Hunter's definitely got a run on him here. And it definitely looks like he gets into him. Yeah, because Martin even got damage on the rear end. Yeah, that was definitely net code. So I feel bad for both of them in that situation, because Hunter did not get into him. But at the same time, I'm sure Martin thinks he did right now, which you can't blame him one bit. Oh man, that's big. That's big right there. A lot of damage to a lot of vehicles right there. You see pit stops are happening again as we got 42, the 22, Tater Bowman, Getty Buckner, of course the 10, Justin Allen and Martin Wenzel. Those are the two that took the most damage there. As, man, that I feel bad for Justin Allen in that situation too. Because he was just an innocent bystander. And that's what happens with short track racing. You never know. You never know. Amongst all that melee, though, look who is in second place. Mr. Spencer Tart. These races so far in this Pro Series, for those of you that haven't had a chance to watch them, the 68 and the 28 have been the top two all season long thus far. Them two alone are putting on a show, and I'm very interested to see who's going to win this championship. Obviously, Garrett Means has the heads up right now because he's actually ran every race. But the 28 is going to be right there with him, so we'll just have to wait and see. And then, of course, we got the 13 sitting back here still. 13's got a little damage on the front end, but it's not looking too bad. How about Chris James? He brought out one of our earlier cautions, and he has now worked his way up to the 4th position. How about that? And then Getty Buckner is actually running in 6th place himself. That's a bit surprising considering he brought out one of the first cautions. Alright, we're getting ready to go green again. Let's see. This is a bit surprising. Garrett Maines is taking the inside line. I think the reason why is because he knows he's going to clear Spencer before they get the line. Yep, he clearly till he did. The green flag is now out again. There's your top two right there. Garrett Maines and Spencer Tart. Them two, probably the fastest drivers. Oh, Spencer gets him very sideways there. He got slideways, as DW tells us. He tried to get on the throttle a little too much. Actually, take a look at that real quick. Spencer Tart getting a little slideways there. See, he's trying to follow along behind him, and it's turn 4. I think that's where it was. Turn 4 is the one spot that catches everybody off guard. Oh yes, he kept it off the wall though. That's all that matters. He kept it off the wall, but here it means that's checked out. A second here is an eternity at this racetrack. I hate to say it. A second is an eternity at this track. And he has got the 13 all over him as the 13 dives to the inside. But he will not clear him quite yet. 13 was very lax there considering where he's at. I understand that he's new to the DRL, but he did not push close to Spencer at all. So Spencer needs to tip his hat for him not racing him too hard. First and second place has opened up a bit of a gap. We'll go back to third. It'll be Mr. Steve Turner, him and Hunter Johnson, and now they're actually, both of them are catching Spencer Tart. I'm not sure if Spencer is just trying to spend his time. Not sure. See, the 13's got a little front end damage, but it won't make a difference here. As long as it's just a little bit, it'll be just fine. And of course, we got Mr. Hunter Johnson. And the 31 of Nathan Jurgensen is actually slowly making his way back to the front. Very, very slowly. Look at this beautiful camera. See all the top 4 from the 5th place car. 13 is putting his nose out, taking a look to the inside of Spencer. Spencer's being very smart though. He is literally glued that up. Oh, Spencer I think wiggled again. Spencer's having a little problem gripping on the exit of turn 4, it looks like. We got a battle right here too. But we got 2nd and 3rd battling, and then we got 4th and 5th battling. if I had to guess right now, I think the 68 is definitely the class of the field. I think the 31 or the 13 is probably second and third. Spencer, I think, has fourth easily on lockdown. But he's going to probably have to step up his game if he wants to keep running second place on that long. Because that 13 car is being very, very patient right now, but he is not going to be patient all night long. See, every lap he's taking a peek to the inside. Same thing with the 31 to the inside of fourth place. They're both taking a peek. It's so hard to get a run because as soon as you stomp the throttle, the rear end wants to kick out from underneath you. Let's go a little further back in the field now that we have a little bit of time. We got us a little bit of a yellow run here, or green run, excuse me. Running 6th place right now is Tater Bowman. Of course, he was late entry into the race. One of our 2 owners and main admins for the entire league, the entire DRL. Running back in 7th place is Chris James. Him and the 42 are battling for position. Both of their cars actually look pretty clean. I think if they could get a yellow to get caught back up, they're going to be in it. Don't count these 2 out. And then, of course, Mr. Russell, I think, Alexander Russell, I could be wrong, but I think this is his first career DRL race also. But he's currently running in the 8th place. And then in 9th is Mr. Zachary Smith. Another new name. So glad that we're bringing in so much new talent. I'm so glad that we're seeing so many good names, not just at the front of the field, but also at the back, because obviously these guys in the back, we've all been there. We all had to work our way to the front, and the best place to do it is in league racing, because league racing, in my opinion, is so much better than doing officials. You actually can communicate with the drivers, get a lot of practice in, get some tips and some help. Then back here in 10th place is Mr. Buckner. Of course, Getty has had a very poor night so far. I'm sure he's told me earlier, of course, oh, we have a yellow on the racetrack. We have a yellow on the racetrack. And I do believe it might have been the 82. Let's see. No. Was it the 82? I don't know. It was 42 right behind him. 42 self-spin. Yeah, when these tires they start getting a little old, obviously it's hard to keep them underneath you. It's real hard. But no damage, no harm, no foul. That's the good thing about this racetrack, is it's very, very wide. And we have cars on pit road. Let's catch back up and take a look at this run off of pit road. As you can see, I'm driving through, coming around to the front. Unfortunately, you do see the 10 car just sitting there. That hurts my heart to see. He had a lot of speed tonight. Let's see the race off pit road. Not sure if everyone stayed out, but we'll find out in just a second if anyone did. And there they go. Looks like the 68 will easily win the run off pit road, followed by Spencer Tart, then the 22 Hunter Johnson, and then the 82 of Chris James. And then rounding it out, it's going to be Tater Bowman. So that means the 31 and the 13 both stayed out. And oh, we got the 10 car is rolling on down pit road, so the 10 car will rejoin this field. So that means this gentleman is going to be our leader, Steve Turner. Look at this. We got the 13 and the 31 at the front of the field. And they're both new to the league. That's fantastic. I like seeing that. And then technically you could say the top 4 are new. Garrett Maines, we all know this name. If you haven't seen him in the DRL so far in the Pro Series, you've seen him in officials. I actually just ran a random race earlier today, and his name was in it, and it was a road race of all things. So, I mean, he races everything. If it's got 2 or 4 tires, he tries to race it. but you could say that the top 4 are new to the DRL, as the lights are out of the pace car. I'm so excited to see these guys mix it up with our regular racers from the Cup, Grand National, and Truck Series. The pace car is off of pit road. The 31 and the 13 is bringing them around it yet again. And green, green, green. And oh, we got Spencer Tart diving to the inside. Is it going to stick for him? He did. I think he got around one guy. Oh, and the 68 is doing the same thing. Is the 68 is trying for the lead, actually. Wow, that's impressive. That is very impressive that he's able to get down there like that. And he's not even, what's crazy, he's not losing time. He's actually gaining, I think, a little bit, or at least breaking even. Oh, look at this. He might clear the leader. Oh, that was close. He almost cleared the 13. Because in that situation, the 13 would have to check up and dive to the inside, and that's going to give the 68 the advantage. Oh, look at this. And the 22 is now becoming a racer up here. And the 68. Wow. How in the world did he do that? How did he stick it? Garrett Maines is in a league of his own tonight. He is out of there. But look at this field behind him, though. The race for second is on. The 13, the 31, the 22, and the 28 are all battling. And we do have the 5 car not too far behind them. Fantastic racing here. We have had a lot of yellows, but we've seen a lot of this right here. Oh, the 22 dives down low again. Let's see if he makes it stick. He won't clear the 13. How much will he lose? He will definitely fall back in line. No, Spencer Tart's going to close the door, so no matter what, he's either going to go back, he's going to go to the front, or he's going to go to the back. And Spencer's trying, and it looks like Spencer will stay alongside him. So, yeah, Spencer will clear him probably within the next lap or two. Spencer trying to make his way back to the front, and I think they are done with tires. Obviously, Garrett Maines, Hunter Johnson, and Spencer Tart all have fresh tires. They only have 10 laps on the tires, the 10 that we ran since Steve Green came back out. But unfortunately for Steve Turner, he has 100 laps on his tires. As long as my calculation is correct, he has 100 laps on his tires. Wow. And, oh, did he get in the wall? I think the 13 just got in the wall. I do believe he just did. See if we can take a look here. Oh man, if he didn't get in the wall there, he only lost the spot because he let out of the throttle so much. As you can see, look at this view. Oh man, I bet the 13 wish he had fresh tires now. He is struggling. Yeah, he is dropping back now. That's unfortunate because he's had a very fast car all night long, and now those 103 lap old tires are starting to show, especially with these guys up front with fresh tires. You can see Garrett Maines is not even showing up in the camera anymore. He's already went to victory lane at this point. But I feel bad for the 13 though. He's went so long on these tires. Oh, the 22 gets sideways right in front of him, but he hangs on to it. Let's take a look at this battle for second right here. The 31 and the 28. 31 with a little bit of a Dale Earnhardt Sr. look to it. Of course, we all know that famous Kellogg's car that Kyle Busch ran for so many years. It's almost looking at the past and the present. As much as we all do or don't like Kyle Busch, we all have to admit he can drive a vehicle. He can drive a car. As Garrett Maines has now opened up a 2-second lead. He has checked out at this point. And oh, the 31 gets into the wall. Spencer has to check up big time to keep from getting into him. And then he will actually come up on the racetrack And they are side by side going into 3 and 4. Will the 31 clear them? He will not clear them. Oh, they are so close. The 31 is actually in the lane that Spencer won, but Spencer kept against the wall. Wow. Good racing right there. That was fantastic. And now the 22 is caught up to him. Let's see if we can take a look at what just happened between the two of them. Let's see. It should be the next lap around. We'll get on board with Spencer Tart. Hear the tires squealing. They're crying for mercy. Look at Spencer. That is as good as you can get almost. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Oh, so close. Wow. Great heads-up driving from Spencer there. Fantastic job from Spencer Tart for not taking a bunch of damage from that. And see, Spencer is now sliding him around. The 31 is now on his bumper, followed by the 22. Great racing here for second place. Unfortunately, Garrett Maines has kind of checked out on this field. As you can see, Hunter Johnson is now taking over the 3rd place. But the 3, oh man, you're seeing black marks get put down. And the 31 is trying so hard, this is actually going to cost him quite a bit of time. Yeah, the only downside with doing the slide here is if it doesn't work, you're going to lose a lot of time. Unfortunately. Take a look at Spencer Tart. You see someone's gotten to the back of Spencer. We are on lap 115 here. We are winding down this fantastic race. This has got to be the best race I've seen for the Pro Series so far this year. This is some really good racing. Oh, looks like Spencer may be pulling away just a little bit now. And we do have a lap car coming up, and you can see just barely in the corner, you can see the 68 hanging on. And actually, this is a perfect time. We're actually going to sit back and let y'all actually listen to the sounds of these vehicles for a little while. Beautiful old school NASCARs. Closing in with only 25 laps left. As you can look at these cars and tell, they are sliding everywhere. They are slideways. Oh, we got a car about to spin back there. I'm not sure who that was. Who was that? Not sure who that was, but somebody got very sideways. Oh, poor Mr. Turner is actually, he's struggling. Not sure who that was in the purple. That's the 22. I thought it was purple, so he definitely got a little sideways there. This is the battle right here. This is it. Oh, and he spins out right in front of the 5 as the yellow comes out. Wow. Wow. So no contact. Again, that's fantastic. These guys are doing a great job. If they lose control, this track is thankfully wide enough that they are staying out of complete trouble and not taking a whole lot of damage. I know Mr. Johnson's got to be disappointed because he looked like he was going to have something for the top 3. But you know, the 2 guys that did not want to see it probably was Garrett Maines and Spencer Tart. Everyone else probably is super glad to see that yellow, including the 13 of Steve Turner. As the 68 is coming down pit road, is Tart coming down pit road. Tart is staying on the racetrack. Wow. So Spencer Tart will be our leader. As you can see them coming down pit road. They're all entering their pits. 68. Oh, did the 68 go over the line? No, doesn't look like he did. He's very close. As he will very easily make it out first. 13 to the 31. Who will come out second? Oh, it'll be the 31. 13 was probably fixing a little damage because he was on pit road for quite a while. But that's going to put Spencer Tart as our leader now. This is going to be interesting. The reason why I say that is because he's on older tires. 41 laps on his tires. The top 3 actually have 41 laps on their tires. But this is going to be an interesting restart. So we do have a wave around car. That's Robbie Armstrong in the 3 right there. Currently running 11th, 8 laps down, unfortunately. Did not have the night he was looking for, of course. But the leader of the race is going to be the 28 car of Spencer Tart. Started in 7th place. Great job for Spencer to work his way to the front. Second place is going to look like it's going to be Chris James. Chris James starting in 12th, even further back. So both of these guys battling through the field. So Chris James making his way up to the 2nd spot. And then 3rd is going to be Getty Buckner as we have 1 to go. Getty Buckner is going to be restarting 3rd. He's also on old tires. 4th is going to be Nathan Jernigan. And then the 13. And I'm not sure what happened to the 68. Did the 68 get a speeding penalty? It looks like he might have. As we are now green flag racing, and Spencer Tart has a huge run already on the 82. And look who's already there. Oh! The 31 gets sideways. Oh my goodness. And we have a wreck. Oh, the 31 and the 13. Wow. Oh my goodness. It looks like they were getting impatient. Alright, the 31 slides big time into the 82. 13 gets a huge run, or no, 22 gets a huge run, and oh, the 13 is just an innocent victim there. Oh, that's disappointing because that's probably end of the night for the 13. He was running so good too. Oh man, that's got to be disappointing. And oh, he's still running. It looks like that Dale Earnhardt car from back in the day. Oh my goodness, what was it, Daytona? I forget the year. I think it was 97 actually. That's what his car looks like. They got duct tape and everything holding it together right now. But man, what a big accident. Let's see if we can. Oh, the 13 just innocent victim in that. Just absolutely innocent victim. Right along with the 31 here. Oh! Yep, the 31 just getting a little impatient. can't say I don't blame him. I mean, we're getting down to the wire now with less than 15 to go. That's disappointing. So he is sitting on pit road trying to repair that damage right now. But the 13, I don't think the 13 pitted, did he? No, the 13 did not pit. Very interesting. Now here's my question. Did the 68 take damage? It doesn't look like he did. It looks like he came out clean. That's who I'm watching for. He is not the closest to the front with fresh tires. That goes to Hunter Johnson in 3rd place. But wow. Spencer Tart is, of course, the leader of the race. 47 lap old tires. The 82 is running 2nd. See if the caution lights go out this time by. And it looks like they will. They're doubling up. So it's going to be Spencer Tart and Chris James on the front row with old tires. Hunter Johnson is restarting 3rd. He has the freshest tires. Followed by Getty Buckner in 4th. And then that's where we find Steve Turner and Garrett Baines. Those are going to be the top 2 guys. We're actually going to follow this right here because I think this is going to be a chaos start. As Spencer Tart gets a huge jump, and the 22 had to check up big time. As they are all over the place. Garrett Baines all the way to the bottom, sliding, and the 33 up against the wall, and the 31 gets into him. We are still yellow. No caution. The 31. Oh man, that's good. That's disappointing for the 31. Let's go back to the front as we went yellow. Caution free. 82 is sliding all over the place. That's actually going to help Spencer Tart a lot. He needs someone to hold back that 68. The 68 is coming. And he will clear. Yep, he's going to clear him here. He will easily clear the 82 here. The 22 is pushing around the outside. I'm curious to know what Hunter Johnson has in the 22. He has been fairly quiet most of the night. Wow, this is such a good race. Closing in, 5 to go. The 68-ish trying hard. It looks like the 22 may not have nothing for the top 2. Let's look how. Oh man, the 68's got a big run. He's got a big run. He's going to the inside. Can he make it stick? Does he clear the 28? He does, but the 28 crosses over. The 28 will cross over and he will slide job. Both of them are in the wall. Contact is made and the 22 is right there. Wow. They both got into the wall. Oh, the 68 is going to probably easily clear the 28 here. And the 68 gets back into the wall and the 28 goes back to the inside. He slides back in front. The 68 looks back underneath. 22 is pushing the 68 down the back straightaway. Contact is made and the 68 is sliding in. Oh, wow. He grabs it and, oh, no, he's going to spin out. Yellow flag, and he's in the wall. Wow. Garrett Baines is not going to be happy now. Wow. The 22 is on pit road. I'm not sure what happened with it. Did he take additional damage after the caution? Let's find out. He did. Man. Take a look from his view. He definitely, oh, looks like might have been some net code there again. 22 definitely had net code. Let's see what happened to him going in. Interesting. I'm not sure what happened there. It almost seemed like he missed a gear. That's very interesting. I'm not sure what happened to him there. That almost had the look that he missed a gear. And that very well may have been the case. I'm not sure. And I think that's going to be the race. There's only 2 to go. Yep, I think that's our race because we are not doubling up. So it looks like Spencer Tart is going to come away with the win there. Wow. That was a fantastic end of the race. Absolutely fantastic. That is probably some of the best racing I've seen. Not just in the Pro Series. This is only the 4th race of the Pro Series, as Spencer Tart does get the white flag. But wow, that's probably one of the best DRL races we've had thus far. And it looks like Spencer Tart will come away with the win. And how about this? Look at our top 5. I'm tipping my hat to every one of these guys. Spencer Tart starting so far back. Chris James coming home in 2nd place. Tater Bowman coming home in 3rd. He actually joined the race just minutes before we started racing. Steve Turner, our rookie, first time ever racing in the DRL, will come home 4th, followed by Getty Buckner in 5th place. Wow. That was some absolutely fantastic racing. It looks like we actually have one to go. That's my... Oh no, I just wasn't live. That's what it was. As Spencer Tart is now doing his victory donuts. Wow. Fantastic race. Let's actually see if we can't get Mr. Tart on the radio. Hang on 1 second so I can get to him. Mr. Spencer Tart, this is Eric up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Wow. That was probably some of the best racing that I've seen, not just in the Pro Series, but in all of DRL. I'm sure your heart is pumping after that one. Between the 68 and the 22. Tell us what was going on those last few laps.
We were on the top side. We got out a little bit. Knew the 68 had fresher tires, and he ended up running us back down. And he was able to do something on the bottom. I wasn't comfortable making that move. I really didn't practice at all for this track, so that was something. And when he made that move, I couldn't really do anything to follow him down there, block him or anything down there. So I just stuck the top, hold my line, and tried to cross him back over going into the next turn. And we did it, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps straight. And from what it sounds like, he just got ran over. I can't speak on what happened. I haven't seen a replay yet, but that was just great racing between me and him. I had a real good time out here.
Yes, that was some fantastic racing, first and foremost, but it looked like there was a little bit of a netcode issue going on between him and the 22. So I don't think the 22 did anything intentional there, but nonetheless, you get to reap the benefits of it, winning your 2nd race in the row in the Pro Series. I guess you're trying everything you can to chase down the 10 car for that points lead, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we've only ran 2 races, so 2 for 2 is not bad, especially coming out without any practice or anything. I only run these when I'm off, so I've been off the last couple of weeks, and it's a real good time coming out here. I love the short tracks, and it's fun.
Absolutely. Well, before I let you go, do you have any shout-outs or anyone you want to... I know you got a lot of fans probably watching right now.
Yeah, I got to thank all the fans of the DRL and everybody that watches, all my family, friends, and everything. Big shout out to you guys for hosting the races and doing these awesome broadcasts. You know, it's especially you. You know, you're trying to run trucks and do this. It's pretty awesome. I appreciate it, and it's pretty awesome. So got to thank SE Racing and S2R Racing.
Absolutely, yes. For those of you that don't know, me and Spencer are teammates in S2R Racing in the Truck Series. But I'm also going to be doing tomorrow night's broadcast also, so I'm looking forward to that also. So I'm a busy man here in the DRL here lately.
Yeah, he is.
All right, well, Spencer, congratulations yet again. You are now 2 for 2 in the DRL Pro Series. Enjoy this one. Just make sure you save me a bottle of champagne.
Will do.
All right, that was Mr. Spencer Tart. Wow. I mean, just phenomenal racing. Let's see if we can't get our second place finisher, Mr. Chris James. Let's see. I mean, just, oh my God. The racing that we just witnessed was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's see. Mr. Chris James, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Wow. First and foremost, what tell me what you saw. I mean, what were you running, 4th or 5th at the end, and all of a sudden you finished 2nd?
Yeah, I did way more than I deserve, no doubt. I was just watching the battle unfold me. I saw Garrett come by. I said, "Go get him, buddy." And yeah, I was just gonna sit back and enjoy the show, and just had a little incident there at the end. But had a lot of fun. I think at one point I was out there on 2 tires on the wall, but
Lord.
it all worked out.
Yeah, we had a few incidences tonight that was crazy like that. In fact, like even the 13 did the old school Dale Earnhardt flip and still keep running mode.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
Yes, so we had some chaos. Just like I was telling our winner, Mr. Tart, this was probably not just one of the best races I've seen in the Pro Series, but probably one of the best ones I've seen in all of the DRL. There was some phenomenal racing out there, and a lot of people getting sideways and trying to do slide jobs on each other. How did the car feel all night long? Obviously, you didn't think you were a second place car, but where do you think you would have finished?
Towards the end, I bought the track maybe 5 minutes before the race. I know that's not good to say.
Wow.
So I had a few laps of practice, and so I started to settle in there towards the second part of the race, and I felt like I had a top 5 car, at least. Had a fun restart. I guess was it 2 cautions, or the second to last one? And I think it was a 31 came out when I had the run, and then something happened. I'm not sure. But I felt in control of the car later in the run. It did definitely get a little loose out of 2. Yeah, feather that throttle and gun it at the right time. But yeah, I saw a lot of crazy stuff out there, but a lot of fun.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's something I kept emphasizing on the pre-races. Like, it's going to be slick on 2 and 4 all night long.
Oh yeah, yes sir. And somehow I get my best finish in DRL to date, I think.
Oh really? Well, congratulations. That's fantastic. Now you only have one more place to go higher.
There you go. That'll be well. Still got a little work to do. I think that race might have been stolen from, or no, that race was stolen from Garrett. But good job to Spencer. He was raced really good out there as well. Awesome job to my teammate Tater after his long leave of absence, getting on the podium.
Yep, he's actually coming up next on the interview. So, well, congratulations, Mr. James. Before I let you go, any shout-outs that you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout out to DRL, the admins, the guys in the booth, my teammates that ran this race with me, Tater, Getty, Garrett, and Zach Smith. Appreciate great league. Appreciate what y'all do, and can't wait till next week.
Awesome. Well, you have a good night, sir. And, of course, we got plenty of racing starting back up this coming up week. So we hope to see you on the track. I
appreciate it, and I need a rematch with you out there in the Mustang. But another day, another story.
Yeah, 10-4.
All right, Eric.
You have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right, that was Mr. Chris James. He's actually talking about me and him, and actually Garrett Maines actually ran a race earlier, and I barely finished ahead of him. Not by much, but I did. All right, let's see if we can get our third place finisher here, Mr. Tater Bowman. We all know Mr. Tater. Tater, this is Eric up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Sure do.
Wow. So that's the first thing out of my mouth to every one of y'all. You got to tell me what you saw. That was an amazing finish. I'm sure you didn't expect a third out of it.
Well, first let me shout out Hunter Johnson. Had it not been for him, I wouldn't be third place. In the most sarcastic sense of the word. I don't know. I took myself out twice tonight, and then got involved in some other stuff. I really don't know how the K1 Grizzly car stayed together like it did. Just like to give a big shout out to my crew and DPR for that, but hadn't spun a lap here in probably a year until 20 minutes before Q, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mentioned several times in the broadcast that you literally joined up and decided the race just minutes before we started racing, so I would take a third place finish after doing that any night.
Yeah, that's a fact. This track is especially coming off of 4. The car gets really light. It's all about throttle play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you know, if you grab the throttle too hard coming out of 4, the tail end of the car is just going to loop on you. So.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Bowman, obviously, we know you and JP do so much to this league. We all should be thanking you, but obviously I can't count you out. We'll make sure that you get your shout-outs in.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for taking on the broadcasting role for the Pro Series, and we are looking for guys to run this series. So if you're interested, go to DynastyRacingLeague.com and submit an application, or reach out to Alan L. Bowman or James Pandoff on iRacing, and we'll get you in.
Absolutely, we definitely will. Looking for all the talent, both amazing talent and talent that we are more than happy to help get faster. So, well, Mr. Bowman, fantastic night, and I hope you enjoy the rest of it. And I will definitely, hopefully, see you on the racetrack sometime this week. We got a lot of racing coming up.
10-4, buddy. Have a good night.
You too. All right, that was Mr. Tater Bowman, and third place finisher. I'm sure every one of these guys will be, first thing they'll tell you is I probably shouldn't have finished there. But wow, I mean, great racing. Let's actually bring in one of our, we talked to him earlier today, but let's bring in one of our newer guys. That's going to be Mr. Steve Turner. Let's see. Mr. Turner, do you have a copy?
Sure I do.
So we were watching you all the way through the night. You were definitely top 5 all night long. For the most part, even top 3. And then you got into the Dale Earnhardt flipping down the back straightaway, but duct taped the car back together. And you kept going, and you got yourself a 4th place finish. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, right before I went flipping down the backstretch there, I think I had a race-winning car. We had a really good strategy call with some tires, had the freshest tires. If I could have got around them guys right there and not gotten wrecked, I think we could have got it. But somehow managed to come home with a 4th place finish. I'm not really sure how we got there, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I just wish we could actually show the duct tape and the Bondo tape and all that on your car, because I'm sure there's got to be some on it after what we witnessed down the back straightaway. So, I mean, what are your feelings on your first ever run in the DRL?
I really enjoyed it. Kind of a small short track, so I expected there to be a lot of beating, banging kind of cautions, which did happen, but towards the end, the run started getting longer and longer. Guys were giving more room, being more patient. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun race. Looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to make sure that my my stats are correct. Did you run over 100 laps on that first set of tires?
No. I think I pitted somewhere, I want to say around like lap 89, 90. So it was pretty close to 100, but...
Gotcha. Okay. So I thought it was over 100. I think at one point you pitted at like 110, but I guess we were a little off. But still, 90 laps. That's very impressive. So I mean, I was actually saying before the broadcast that you can go the distance. I just don't think anyone's gonna want to go the distance.
Yeah, it was you didn't fall off that much with tires, but it was just the ability just to get off the corner that really hurt you with old tires. So I think that would have been our Achilles heel.
Absolutely. Well, here at the DRL, whenever we interview our top 5 finishers, we give them a second just to do some shout-outs. So if you have anyone you'd like to thank, any shout-outs for the entire league, or anyone at home that might be watching, now is your time to do it, Mr. Turner.
All right. For you guys that don't know, I'm also a Twitch streamer. I'm streaming over on Twitch Live right now, /Stevo1126. If you guys want to come over and give me a follow, go ahead. John Theodore is actually the one that brought me into this league. I watched him race in the Cup Series. So big shout out to John. And then Terry Silvers, who is Vibration NC Rage over on Twitch. Big help getting my channel up and started, so thanks to him. Thanks to all the guys in the channel watching tonight. Thanks to everybody that raced with us. And thanks to you doing the broadcast. And thanks for letting me in DRL.
Absolutely. We'll be glad to have you. We're looking for all the talent. And if John Theodore recruited you, then I know you're plenty talented to stay around.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You have a good night. All right, that was Mr. Steve Turner, and we got one more guy left to interview. Obviously, I made him wait because I'm sure he is absolutely in shock that he was able to finish where he did. But that's going to be Mr. Buckner. Let's see if we can get him up here. Mr. Getty Buckner, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. How are you?
I just watched a phenomenal race. How about you?
Well, I didn't as much, but it certainly was a good race, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, you didn't quite get to see the view that I had, but the benefit that you got out of it is the top 5.
Yeah, certainly didn't deserve it. That was probably my worst piece of racing that I've put together in quite some time. Certainly hold myself up to a higher standard of racing than that, but, you know, coming into it in a car that I don't race that often in a track I've never been to, I'll certainly take a top 5, but, you know, I had about 3.5, 4 minutes of damage because of several incidents that I kind of got caught up in, but, you know, like you said, I'll take the top 5 for sure.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at your car right now. It has definitely seen better days. We did see you get beat up quite a bit, but the good news is you're short track racing, so that car probably don't look too bad considering.
Right. No, you know, if this was a super speedway or a mile and a half or something like that, I would have never been in a position to get a top 5, that's for sure. Kind of, you know, my game plan at the beginning was to just kind of survive, and I made it almost a lap before I caused that first caution on a self spin. And then after that, you know, I kind of got caught up in, I know the 10 car spun and I hit him. Martin Wenzel spun it, got taken out and I hit him. The 31 hit me and I hit Tater. And like I said,
there was a lot of contact in the back. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, I certainly, like I said, hold myself. That was not my finest piece of racing, but I'll certainly take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, we all here at the DRL know that's not your best job. Obviously, you're trying to get accustomed to a new car. The thing about this car, and I've been saying it all night long on the broadcast, but you wouldn't think, oh, your engine just blew, actually.
Sure did.
Well, at least you made it. But this car, I don't know why, but it has the almost the amount of horsepower of the Xfinity car, but it just for some reason when you're coming off the turns on these short tracks, it just doesn't hook up the way you would assume it should. And
yeah,
when you get 60 laps on the tires, it's even worse.
Yeah, part of my mistake is I'm trying to drive this more like the truck or the B series, where in the A car, which I'm starting to put a lot more time into because that's what I'll be driving next season, as of right now anyway. It is a lot more driving with the throttle, which you don't really do in the B car. You don't really do in the trucks. It's more momentum based, and I'm starting to figure that out. And we got a couple good runs here tonight, some green flag runs where I was kind of able to understand that a little bit better. At that point, I had a little bit too much damage to compete, but you know, next week at 5 Flags, that'll be fun. I think I can get a legitimate top 5 there next week.
10-4. Well, you got I'm gonna call it a legitimate one tonight because a lot of cars got beat up.
Mm-hmm.
So, nonetheless, you got a top 5. So, congratulations on that. Any shout outs you'd like to do before we let you go?
Well, shout out to as we spoke earlier, I'm SGK Racing, but I spent a lot of time with a couple other race teams, and tonight specifically I was with DPR, which includes Garrett Maines, who certainly got robbed of a win tonight. It includes Tater Bowman, who had a great finish, Chris James, who had a great finish, myself, Zachary Smith, joining up tonight. First time he's been in a DRL league race in a while. Everyone had they were able to hold their own tonight. So a huge shout out to DPR, and then huge shout out to my teammate Andrew Short, who will hopefully be joining us shortly for the Winter Series, or at least next year's Oval Series. And then just shout out to my lovely wife, who lets me, or is understanding of the fact of the amount of time that it takes to get better at iRacing, the amount of time that I put in. So shout out to those people, and shout out to you for putting on a broadcast, and all the other admins besides myself that put in the extra time, like Martin and Ryan, Tater, JP. So DRL is in a really good state right now, I guess you could say, and it's because we have a lot of good people involved. So thankful for that.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that's going into this. That's for sure. And that's just what me and you actually participate in and see. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't even do anything with. So absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being an admin has been I started being an admin at the beginning of the season, and it's to see kind of what goes behind the scenes here. We've got 150 drivers that are signed up in this league, so it's fun. It's certainly fun.
Absolutely. All right, well, Getty, we will definitely see you. We actually may see you quite a bit this week because we do have some more series kicking off. Of course, you're admin Wednesday night for the Truck Series finale, and then we'll definitely see you next week at Five Flags.
Yep, and also just a quick little reminder, another thing that I kind of admin put together is tomorrow night is the first ever strictly road course series that we'll have here in the Dynasty Racing League. We kind of meddled in it a little bit in the Indy Series with that being half and half, but this is strict road, and it starts tomorrow at Summit Point in the Skippies, so that should be fun as well.
Absolutely. That's definitely a momentum-based vehicle. But hopefully we keep hopefully we keep the wings clean on those.
Right. No, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing how that turns out as well.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Mr. Buckner, and I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, you as well, Eric. Thanks.
Anytime. All right. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Obviously, that was a great race. Congratulations again to Mr. Spencer Tart. We're definitely going to give a quick rundown of our official results here. We'll take a look at it. As you can see, Spencer Tart didn't lead very much, actually. He battled his way. I think he started 7th, I believe it was. But comes home with the win, leading 19 laps. Chris James coming home in 2nd. Tater Bowman 3rd. Steve Turner felt like he had a car to win. So leading 5 laps and finishing 4th. If we had 5 more laps of racing, him and the 68 would have definitely been fighting for it. 5th place was, you just heard from him, Mr. Getty Buckner. 6th place is Garrett Maines, leading the most laps, of course, tonight, but unfortunately coming up a little short because of the yellows. 7th place is the 31 of Nathan Jernigan, 20 laps led. He had a great race all night long tonight also. 8th place will be the 42 car of Alexander Russell, another new face to the league, but he did finish on the lead lap, so congratulations to Mr. Russell. 9th place will be Zachary Smith, finishing 1 lap down. 10th place, Hunter Johnson. Obviously, I'm not sure what happened to him at the end. It looked like he might have skipped a gear or something. We'll have to follow up on that. But he had a great race, definitely a top 5 car that should have finished in the top 5, along with Maines and Jernigan. Jurgensen, keep calling him Jernigan. And then 11th place we have Robbie Armstrong coming away with a lap lead. 12th place was Justin Allen. Justin has probably got some of the worst luck of the series so far. Had a great car last week too. Honestly, 2 weeks in a row he should have honestly finished top 2 if not 1. But he got 18 laps led, finishing 12th place, 28 laps down. And then Martin Wenzel leading a lap, but he came away in 13th. Obviously, we want to make sure you know about our next broadcast for the DRL Pro Series. It will be at Five Flags down in Pensacola, Florida. One of the best racetracks. Of course, it's very famous for the Snowball Derby down there. But that will be taking place next week. Definitely me in the booth. Might be Mr. James Pandolf might be joining me. But that's 150 laps at Five Flags. In our next broadcast, Getty actually already talked about it. It's the Summit Point 90, our first ever 100% dedicated winter road series. So this is a 100% dedicated road series. We're looking forward to it. 45 laps. We've actually set it up to where you will definitely see pit stops. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting to see a lot of these oval guys get on the road and try to handle some Skip Barber cars. But that will be happening tomorrow night. All right, well, that's it for tonight. We'll take a quick look at our credits and then round this out. Obviously, first and foremost, we have to give a big shout out to James Pandolf and Tater Bowman, both of them being the owners and handling the finances for the DRL. Graphics, of course, goes over to Martin Wenzel and Jordan Gonzalez. We don't say Jordan's name enough in the broadcast because him and Martin does a lot of the stuff that we don't see or we don't assume anything. All these graphics, everything is done by these two. And then, of course, the technical side of it, making sure the broadcast system works 100% all the time. Jordan and Martin, of course, doing that also. Tater Bowman with our marketing. Hopefully we'll get some more fans. I hope this was a good broadcast tonight for everybody. Of course, our broadcast team is going to be David Wellborn Jr. We all know David. He is in this booth almost. It seems like he's up here 3 or 4 times a week, but we don't even race that often, but it seems like it. Him and Taylor Butcher Benjamin obviously up here almost every week. Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, Ryan Branch, Jason Taylor, James Pandoff, and of course myself joining that list soon. And then administration, these are our admins: Tater Bowman, David Wellborn Jr., Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, and James Pandoff. Our current series, you can see them all at the bottom. I mean, we got a lot of series happening right now. We got 6 of them all together. Our admin and race control for the NASCAR Cups, or DRL Cup Series, excuse me. Wish we were in NASCAR, but not quite yet. But the DRL Cup Series is Tater Bowman. Martin Wenzel, of course, is the head honcho admin RC for the DRL Grand National Series. Of course, Getty Buckner is heading the Winona Road Truck Series, which is the series that I'm racing in. And don't forget, Wednesday night we're actually having our finale championship race at Homestead. So Wednesday night that will be broadcasted here on DRL TV. And then, of course, you were watching the DRL Pro Series. I'm up in the booth, and then James Pandoff, of course, was RC in the race. We don't have an RC yet for the Winter Road Series, but that will be found out tomorrow night. And then, of course, Getty Buckner doing the Winter Oval Series. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's broadcast. It was a lot of fun watching it. Like I said, next week will be Five Flags 150. Y'all have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow night for the Summit Point 90. Good night, and God bless.